Good evening, guys. In the last session, we discussed about what is method overloading and method overriding. What is method overloading? The process of writing, the process of writing more than one method with the same name and different parameters. Writing more than one method with the same name and different parameters is called as overloading. When multiple methods are doing the same operation, then it is recommended to use same name. That is called overloading. Overloading is the example for compile time polymorphism. So at the time of compilation only it will understand which method should be called by using this object. So that is overloading. Next come to method overriding. What is method overriding? The process of writing same method in parent class and child class is called as method overriding. Now in the parent class also M1 method is available. In the child class also M1 method is available. So when we go for overriding, priority will be given for which method? Child class. Always we are going to create the object for child class. All right. Now, method overloading and method overriding we understood in the last session. In the string class, do we have overloaded methods? In the string class, do we have overloaded methods? Yes. In the string class, we are having overloaded methods as well as we are having overriding method also. Equals method. What is the difference between object class equals method and string class equals method? Object class equals method. Object class equals method will compare address of the object. String class equals method will compare content of the object. Address of the object and content of the object. Perfect. Now, guys, we are using inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation. What is the encapsulation? Combining the variables and the methods is called as encapsulation. Class is one example for encapsulation. Then inheritance. What is the purpose of inheritance? Right? Inheritance means reusability. The main purpose of inheritance is reusability. Inheriting the properties from one class to another class is called as inheritance. We will achieve that inheritance by using extends keyword. By using extends keyword. Right. Parent class will be available. Child class will be available. Child class can access its own methods and it can access parent class methods also. Then after we discussed about polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Polymorphism nothing but object is exhibiting multiple behaviors based on situation. If any object is exhibiting multiple behaviors based on the situation, it is called as polymorphism. Polymorphism divided into two types: compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism means at the compilation only it will understand which method we have to call. At the compilation only it will understand which method it has to call. So overloading is the example for polymorphism. Okay, then what is overriding? Overriding is the example for runtime polymorphism. When you write same method in the parent class and in the child class, then it is called overriding. In the runtime, JVM will understand whether to call child class method or parent class method. How the methods will be called in the inheritance? First it will check in the child current class object. If not available, check in the parent. If not available, check in the object class. Okay, good. Now the main reason for going inheritance is code reusability. So here guys, we can achieve code reusability by using is a and has a relationship. So we have two types of relations in the Java classes. Types of relations. Types of relations in Java classes. There are two types of relations available. One is called as is a relation. One is called is a relation. Second one is called has a relation. Is a relation and has a relation. In Java classes, we can use below two types of relations. One is a relation. Second one is as a relation. Is a relation is also called as inheritance. We already understood that. So what is a? Is a nothing but inheritance only. Why we are going for inheritance? Inheritance we are going for code reusability. Inheritance we are using for code reusability. Similarly, we are having has a relation. Has a relation is called as composition. Has a is called as a composition. Is a is called as a inheritance. Both are used for reusability. One class functionality I want to use in another class. So there is one class called student. Assume that, or else let's assume there is one class available which is called user. Class available. Now here I have a student, I have a person, and I have a employee. Can I say student, person, employees are users? Can we say them they are users? Yes. Here how we will represent the relation? Student is a user, person is a user, employee is a user. So the type of relation will be represented. Student will extend the properties from the user, person will extend the properties from the user, employee also will extend the properties from the user. I can say like this: user is a, sorry, student is a user. Is it a valid relation? Student is a user only. My name is Ashok. I am a user. I'm a student, but I am a user. So student is a user. So what is the relation between student and user? Is a. Student is extending the properties from user class. User is one class, student is one class, person is one class, employee is one class. So student is a user, and I can say person is a user, and I can say employee is a user. So what is the relation between these classes, guys? Is it parent-child relation? Yes or no? How we are representing parent and child relation? By using inheritance. That is called easy. What is the advantage of going for easier relation? What is the advantage of going for easier relation? The advantage of going for easier is code reusability. When you want to reuse one class code in another class, then we will go for easier relation. Now let me take some other examples. Now assume that there is a class available, that class is called car. There is a class available car, and there is another class available which is engine. There is another class available which is engine. Now can I say car is a engine? Can I say car is a engine? Can I say car has a engine? Yes or no? Car has a engine. So car is one class, engine is one class. Car class want to access the code available in the engine. So engine class is having some functionality. Car class also having some functionality in general life. If I want to start the car, engine is required. If I want to start the car, engine is required. So how we will establish the relation between car and engine? Can you establish is a, or we need to establish has a relation? But for student and user, easy, because whatever the properties available in the user, all the user properties applicable for student. Whatever the properties available in the user, all the properties applicable for person. I am a user. Whatever the properties available in the user, I can inherit all the user properties. If one class want to use all the properties of another class, then we will go for is a relationship. Are you guys getting my point? Come on, man. When to go for is a relation? When we have is a and we have has a. So here I can say employee is a user. Employee is a user. Person is a user. Student is a user. But when it comes to the car, what I am telling here? Is a relation or has a relation? Has a relation. Now, when to go for is a, when to go for has a, when to go for is a, and when to go for has a. If we want to use all the properties, everything, if you want to use all the properties of one class in the another class, then we will go for is a relation. When to go for has a relation? Some properties. I want to access engine class method in my car class. Engine class methods, I want few methods, not everything. Engine class methods I want to access in my car class. Then you will go for is a. Inheritance is the example for is a relation. Inheritance. Nothing but one class will extend the properties from another class. What is the example for has a? The example for as a is composition. Sir, already we know how to achieve inheritance, but how to achieve composition? Composition nothing but creating one class object in the another class is called composition. That's it. Did we create one class object in the another class? Already we created, but we don't know that. That is composition. For example, here I am having a class called user. I'm having a class called user. Inside the class, there is a method called speak method. Can user speak? User can speak. Now, user is having some ID. Int ID is available. String name is available. User can speak. System.out.println. System.out.println. Hi. Hi. My name. Hi. Hi. Just I can specify ID and I can specify my name. Is it valid? Is it valid or not? Yes. Hi, my ID and my name. Hi, my ID is ID space my name. Is it valid now? Yes, it is valid. User is having some properties and user is having one method. User is having some properties. User is having some method. Now, I want to create a class called student. I want to use a class called student. Student also can have the ID. Student also can have the name. Student also can speak. Should I go for is a or has a? Why should I go for is a? All the properties of the user applicable for student also. Student extends user. Students extend user. Now inside this public static void main. I'm going to create a main method here. Public static void main string arguments. Public static void main string arguments. Student S is equal to new student. S dot ID. S dot ID. S dot name. S dot ID. S dot name. Can I call S dot speak also? Yes or no? Can I call S dot speak also? Yes. Why speak method? Is it available in our class or it is available in the super class? It is available in the parent class. Available in the parent class. Are you guys able to follow this? Right. So why I am going for extends? This is called is a relation. What is the relation, guys? Is a relation. I can say student is a user. Whatever the properties available in the user, all the properties are applicable for student. Whatever the properties available in the user, all the properties applicable for person. All the user properties applicable for employee. If one class wants to completely reuse the properties of another class, then we will go for is a relation. What is the example for is a? Inheritance is the example for is a relationship. When we talk about two classes, car is one class, engine is one class. In general, in the normal English, I can say person is a user, student is a user, employee is a user. Can I say car is a engine? Can I say car is, it is grammar is wrong. English grammar also wrong. I cannot say car is a engine because car is one object, engine is one object. Car is not engine. Car has a engine. Car is having a engine. Are you getting my point? Right. How to achieve this composition? Let us see. I'm taking a class called engine. I'm taking a class called engine. Inside the engine class, I have a method called start method. I have a method called start method. System dot out dot println engine starting. Engine starting. So I'm writing a engine class. Inside the engine class, I can say that engine is having some ID, string, name of the engine, string, fuel type. ID, name available, fuel type is available, and there is a start method. Now here I'm going for car class. I'm creating a class called car. Inside the car class, I have a method called void drive method. There is a method called drive method is available. In order to drive the car, we need to start the engine. Is there any relation between engine class and car class as of now? No, there is no relation. Can I say car is a engine? No. What should I say? Car has a engine. When car class want to access engine class functionality, we will create engine is equal to new engine e dot start. E dot start. Then I will say my journey started. System dot out dot println journey started. Journey started. Here we can write public static void main string arguments. Public static void main string arguments. Car C is equal to new car C dot drive. C dot drive. Now can I say car has a engine? Yes. So can I call it as a has a relation? Can I call this as a has a relation? Yes. What is the example for is a relation? What is the example for is a relation? Inheritance. So here has a relation example. Has a relation example. How we are establishing has a relation between the classes? By creating one class object in the another class, we are establishing has a relation. How we are establishing is a relation between the classes? By extending the properties from one class to another class, we are establishing is a relation. Got my point? Yes. Yeah. Let me go to our IDE. All of you practiced overloading, overriding? Did you practice my task? I have given 3 programs. Did you complete them? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Guys, let me take a example. New class called engine. I'm taking a class called engine. Inside this engine class, I'm writing one method, void start method. Okay. System.out.println engine starting. System.out.println engine starting. This is engine class. Now I'm creating another class called car. Another class called car. Inside the car class, we have method called drive method. When I can drive the car without starting the engine, can we drive the car? No. I need to drive the car. If I want to drive the car, I need to start the engine. To start the engine, there is a start method. Should I establish is a or has a? Has a, because car is not engine. Car has a engine. How can I access one class method in the another class? By using is a, we can access. By using has a, we can access. So car class want to call engine class method. If there is a inheritance relation, we can access it. Otherwise, we need to create the object and we need to access. In the project, multiple Java classes will be available. What is a project? Collection of programs is called as a project. Collection of programs is called as project. One program, one class method we want to access in the another class. How many ways one Java class method we can access in another Java class? 2 ways. Either by using is a relation or by using has a relation. What relation I need to establish? Has a. How to establish a has a relation? By creating the object. Engine is equal to new engine. E dot start. Inside the car class method, I am creating the object for the engine class and I am calling the method. Next, once the engine start is completed, then I can say journey started. Once engine is started, then I can say journey started. Now, drive method is a static method or a drive method is an instance method. Instance method. How to call that instance method? How to call the instance method? By creating the object. By creating the object, we can call the instance method. Now, car C is equal to new car C dot drive. C dot drive. First, I am creating car object. Using that car object, I am calling drive method. This method will execute. What is the logic in this method? I am creating engine object, has a relation, composition. Creating one Java class object in the another Java class is called as composition. By creating this object, I can call the method. Can I say this is also reusability? Can I say this is also reusability? So how can we reuse one class code in the another class? By using inheritance or by using composition. Inheritance means easier relation. Composition means has a relation. When to go for is a, when to go for has a. If one class want to access all the properties of another class, then we will go for is a. If one class want to access few properties of other class, then we will go for has a. Is a nothing but inheritance, has a nothing but composition. Is a we will achieve by using extends. Has a means create the object and call the methods. Are you guys clear? Good. So with this we understood what is a relation and what is has a relation. If one class want to extend all the properties of another class, then we will go for is a relation. Is a relation example. If one class want to access all the properties of another class, if one class wants to reuse all the properties of another class, then we will go for is a relation. We will go for is a relation. Is a relation we will achieve by using extends. Inheritance is the example. Inheritance is the example for is a. Inheritance is the example for is a relation. Okay. Next one. If one class want to reuse the some properties of another class, if one class wants to reuse some properties of another class, then we will go for has a relation. If one class want to reuse some properties of another class, then we will go for has a relation. What is the example? Composition. Composition is the example for has a relation. Composition is the example for has a relation. Are you guys clear with this? Yes, perfect. Guys, if you see any toilet boards on the road, because we need a big classroom today morning, Java full stack house full. People are not able to sit in the classroom. We need to find a big classroom now. इसको हटा देना. Yeah, the problem is if I can remove the partition, but the height of this is very less. The backside people cannot see the full projector. I think there should be some big height is required for the people. So I'm checking outside, is there any big classroom with 200 capacity we need now? Because next we are going to start advanced Java. So most of the people are waiting for advanced Java. So this batch people, morning batch people will come for my advanced Java. So this room is not sufficient. If you see any toilet boards on the road when you are coming, please let me know. We can see that. Yeah, sure. So most probably by next month, we need the big classroom. Sorry? Yeah, when we have quality, we don't need to do the marketing, right? And even today morning, all the people they are saying that they also came here with references only. So mouth publicity is the most fast publicity, right? Same with you people as well. Yeah. Word of mouth is very powerful. All right. So we understood what is a relation and what is has a relation. Next one, let's understand one simple topic, that is final keyword. In the Java, how many keywords available? How many keywords available? There are almost 50 plus keywords available in the Java. Final is one of the keyword. Okay. Final keyword we can use at three places. For the class, we can use the final. For the variable, you can use the final. For the method also, you can use the final. Final is a reserved keyword. Final is a reserved keyword in Java. We can use this keyword. We can use this keyword at three places. One is class level. A class can be declared as a final. A variable can be declared as a final. A method also can be declared as a final. Now the thing is, if you declare class as a final, that class will become immutable. You cannot extend the properties. I don't want anybody to extend the properties from my class. Then I will declare my class as a final. Okay. If you declare the class as a final classes, nobody can extend. Let us go and see our JSC API. JSC API. Have you seen string class? Have you seen string class? Java.lang, and here we are having string class. 1 minute. String class. Can you see what is this string class? Final. Why they have given final for the string? You cannot extend the properties from the string class because it is a final. For final classes, inheritance is not possible. I don't want anybody to reuse my properties. They just create the object and call the method. I don't want any childs for me. I don't want any child classes for me. Then we will declare the class as a final. So if we declare final classes cannot be inherited. Final classes cannot be inherited. Final classes cannot be inherited. Next one, final variables. Final variables are nothing but constants. Final variable value cannot be modified, cannot be changed. If you declare any variable as a final variable, then you cannot re-initialize that variable. Once you declare the variable, initialize the value. Once you store the value, nobody can modify the value of your variable when you declare it as a final. Next one, final methods will not support overriding. Final methods cannot overridden. What is overriding? Writing same method in the parent class and in the child class is called overriding. I am a class. I don't want anybody to override my method. I don't support overriding. Then you can declare your method as a final method. What is a final? Come on, guys. Final is a reserved keyword in Java. Final is a reserved keyword in Java. We can use this keyword at three places. What are those three places? Class level, variable level, method level. When I should go for final at the class level, when I should go for class as a final classes cannot be inherited. Nobody can extend the properties from our final class. Let us see. Class car extends a string. Allowing or not allowing? Not allowing. See the error? Type car cannot subclass the final class string. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? String is a final class. String is a final class. We cannot extend the properties from string class. So if you don't want anybody to extend the properties from your class, then you need to go for final. Final classes cannot be inherited. What is the meaning of final variable? What is the meaning of final variable? Once you declare the variable as a final, you cannot modify the value. Now see here, I am taking one variable as final I is equal final int I. Okay, so final integer I is available. Now I am storing some value I is equal to 10. Can I reinitialize that variable value? No, it is not allowing. What it is saying that? Can you see what it is saying that? Cannot be assigned. You cannot reinitialize the variable which is declared as a final. If any variable value is fixed, if any variable value is fixed, then you need to declare that as a final. Nobody can modify the value of the final variable. Now, final method. Final method. Let me go for SBI Bank. Yeah, SBI Bank extending. What I am doing here? What I am doing here? Yeah, method is available here. Method is available here. What I am doing? I am overriding. Parent class method I am writing in the child class. If you write same method in the parent class as well as in the child class, then that is called as overriding. But what RBI told is, hey, all the banks should follow same rate of interest, don't override my method. Now I have declared it as a final method. When I declare this method as a final, here I am getting the error. What is the error? Cannot override final method. So overriding is not supported for the final methods. Inheritance not supported for final classes. Inheritance not supported by final classes. Overriding not supported by final methods. Reinitialization not supported by final. Final means fixed. That's it. Final means fixed. Good. Yep. Read it. Final is a keyword in Java. We can use this keyword. We can use final keyword at three places. One is class level. Second one is variable level. Third one is method level. Final classes cannot be inherited. Will not support. Java will not support inheritance for final. Final variables are nothing but constants. Final variable value cannot be modified. Final method we cannot override. We cannot override final methods. Perfect. Next one. Let's go for abstraction. This is our last principle in the OOPS. What is that? Abstraction. Abstraction. The process of hiding unnecessary data and providing useful data is called as abstraction. Can you tell me the definition? The process of hiding unnecessary data. The process of hiding unnecessary data and providing only useful data. Providing only useful data is called as abstraction. Is called as abstraction. We can achieve the abstraction. We can achieve abstraction using interfaces and abstract classes. We can achieve abstraction using interfaces and abstract classes. Are you getting my point? All right. So today we need to talk about interfaces and abstract classes. Interfaces and abstract classes. Let's talk about interface. Let's talk about interface. Before going to talk about the interfaces, I need to tell you the methods. What is abstract method and what is concrete method? Okay. So before going for the interfaces, we need to talk about method types. Already we know instance methods and static method. Now one more level down, method types. In Java we can write In Java, we can write two types of methods, guys. In Java, we can write two types of methods. One is called concrete method. One is called concrete method. Second one is abstract method. Concrete method and abstract method is available. How many types of methods we can write, guys? We can write two types of method. We can write two types of methods. One is concrete method. Second one is abstract method. The method which contains body, any method which contains body, that method is called as concrete method. The method which does not contain the body is called as abstract method. Method with body is called concrete. Method without body is called abstract. See here, what is concrete method? The method which contains, the method which contains body is called as concrete method. The method which does not contain the body, the method which does not contain body is called as abstract method. Is called as abstract method. Tell me, guys, what is the difference between concrete method and abstract method? The method which contains the body is called concrete method. The method which does not contain the body is called abstract method. See the example here. I am writing public. What is the meaning of public? What is the meaning of public? Access modifier. Anybody can access inside the class and outside the class also. I'm taking public void M1. M1. Open curly brace and closed curly brace. What these curly braces will represent? Body. Inside the body, you can write one line or you can write multiple lines also. As of now, every method we are writing is a concrete method. Every method we are writing is a concrete method. Method starting point, method ending point. Inside the method, logic is available. Any Java method which contains a body is called as concrete method. Right, M1. This curly brace you can write in the same line or you can write in the next line also. Valid. So this is a method which is having body. That's why it is called as concrete method. The method which does not contain the body is called as abstract method. Simple. Public void M2 end. Semicolon represents end of the statement. Semicolon represents end of the statement. Here public void M2. Body available or body not available? Body available or body not available? Body not available. If the body not available, then what is that method called? Abstract method. To represent this method as a abstract, we will write a keyword called abstract. We'll write a keyword called abstract. So when I'm writing a keyword called abstract, that method is becoming abstract method. There is no body. So concrete method means normal methods which we are writing with the body. The method which contains the body is called concrete method. The method which does not contain the body is called abstract method. To write the abstract method, we are using a keyword called abstract keyword. Final is one keyword, abstract is also one keyword. What is the purpose of final keyword? Where I can use final? We can use the final at the class level, at the variable level, at the method level. If I use at the class level, that class will become immutable. Nobody can extend the properties from the final classes. We can't extend properties from final classes. Final classes are immutable. Final classes are immutable. We cannot extend that. That class functionality is fixed. Whatever the final class is there, that class functionality is fixed. You cannot modify that. What is the meaning of a final variable? What is the meaning of final variable? Final variables cannot be modified. Can I write like this? Public class user extends string. No, why? So this is invalid because the string is final class. String is final class. Final variables are nothing but constants. Now I'm declaring public final int pi is equal to 3.14. Now that is a fixed value. Can I change the pi value? No, it is already fixed. Now if I try to store pi is equal to 4.32, is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Why? That is a final variable. We can final methods cannot overridden. We can't override the final methods in the subclasses. We cannot override final methods. Final methods will not support for overriding. Next one, we are trying to understand abstraction. Can you tell me what is abstraction? The process of hiding unnecessary data and providing only useful data is called as abstraction. How to achieve that abstraction? By using interfaces and abstract classes. We can achieve the abstraction by using interfaces and abstract classes. So before going to talk about the abstraction, we need to learn what is a concrete method and what is abstract method. When I can say my method is concrete, when I can say my method is concrete, the method which contains body is called as concrete method. How to write a body? Braces, starting, ending. The method which contains body is called as concrete method. The method which does not contain body is called as abstract method. How to create a abstract method? Abstract is a keyword. Abstract keyword is used to create abstract methods, abstract classes. A method can become abstract. A class also can become abstract. By using abstract keyword, we can create abstract methods and abstract classes. By using abstract keyword, we can create abstract methods and abstract classes. Are you comfortable? Yeah, just read it. What is abstraction? What is a concrete method? What is abstract method? Please read this, guys. What is the use of abstract method? Yeah, we'll come to that. Just we started introduction, right? We'll see what is the purpose of that. Completed? Yes. Now, let us see how I am writing abstract method. If you don't write also concrete. If the braces are available, that means the concrete. Writing the lines in that body is optional. If you want, you can write or you can ignore. Still, that is called as concrete method. If you start and end the brace, whether you write the code or you don't write the code, it will be considered as concrete method. We'll come to that point. We'll come to that point. When you go for interfaces, abstract keyword is optional. When you go for abstract classes, abstract keyword is mandate. We'll come to that. Okay? Chalo. Next, let's go for a concept called interfaces. Let's go for a concept called interfaces. Java interfaces. Why we are learning interfaces in the Java? To achieve abstraction. Why we are learning interfaces? To achieve abstraction. What interface is? Interface is going to hide unnecessary data and it will provide only useful data. Interfaces are used to hide unnecessary data and to provide only useful data. Java interfaces. Interfaces are used to achieve loosely coupling. What is that, guys? Interfaces are used to achieve loosely coupling. Abstraction also we can achieve by using interfaces. The main advantage of the interface in the Java is loosely coupling. Sir, today we are assume that we are going to develop multiple classes. We are going to develop multiple classes. One Java class available and another Java class is available. Java class is there, another Java class is available. Now, if one Java class is directly communicating with another Java class, this is C1 and this is C2, nothing but class 1 and class 2. If one Java class is directly talking to another Java class, then that is called tightly coupling. Why? Because tomorrow, if this class is deleted, can C1 execute? C1 is talking to C2. C1 is nothing but one class. C2 is nothing but one class. There are two classes available. C1 is talking to C2. One class is talking to another class directly. It can be an inheritance or it can be a composition. One Java class is talking to another Java class. If one Java class is directly talking to another Java class, those classes are tightly coupled. That means if C2 modified, can C1 execute? If C2 deleted, can C1 execute? No. Why? Dependency. That is, one class is dependent on the another class. If one class is directly dependent on the another class, then those classes are called tightly coupled classes. It is not at all recommended to develop the classes with tightly coupling. Are you getting my point? What is tightly coupling? What is tightly coupling? If one Java class is dependent on another Java class, then that is called tightly coupling. To avoid that tightly coupling, we are going to use interfaces. What is the concept, guys? Interfaces. By using interfaces, we can achieve loosely coupling. We'll talk about that. Fine. Interfaces contains only abstract methods. Interfaces contains only abstract methods. What is the meaning of abstract method? What is the meaning of abstract method? The method which it does not contain the body is called abstract method. Guys, this statement is true up to Java 1.7. In the 1.8, so many changes happened in the Java. From the 1.8, we can write default and static methods also, but I am not going to cover 1.8 features now. You will get confused. Once our core Java is completed, we will spend 2 weeks only for Java 8 futures. At that time, I will tell you what are the changes happened to the interfaces in the Java 1.8. Whatever the statement I am telling, this statement is true up to 1.7 version of Java. From 1.8 changes. What are those changes? We'll talk about in the Java 8 classes. For Java 8, separate classes will be there. At that time, we will understand what are the changes happened to the interfaces in the Java 1.8 version. For time being, understand that interfaces are used to achieve loosely coupling. Interfaces contains only abstract methods up to 1.7 version of Java. So many changes happened to the interfaces in the 1.8. We will talk about them in the future. Once an interface is created, then anybody can provide implementation for the interface. I'm creating one interface. Now assume that I am from RBI Bank. I am from RBI Bank. So RBI Bank will decide set of rules which all banks should follow. When you want to decide some rules, then you can go for interface. Interface is used to achieve loosely coupling, and the interface will contain only abstract methods up to 1.7 version of Java. In the 1.8, tremendous changes happened in the Java. We will talk about them in the future. Right. Once an interface is created, then anybody can provide implementation. Implementation means overriding the methods and writing the method body. Simple example. Now I'm going to create one interface. To create an interface, we will use a keyword called interface keyword. To create the class, we are using which keyword? Class keyword we are using. Similarly, to create the interface, there is a keyword called interface keyword. What is the keyword, guys? Interface keyword I am writing. Inside this interface, can I write a method with body? Is it possible? No. What methods we can write? Only abstract methods. So this is a abstract method, or it is a concrete method? Concrete method. But it is a class, or it is an interface? It is a interface. Interface will contain which methods? Interface contains only abstract methods. Interface contains only abstract methods. Public void M1. Public void M1. Body is available or body not available? Body not available. The method which does not contain the body is called abstract method. Whenever you are writing abstract method in the interface, abstract keyword is optional. If you don't write it also, that is abstract method. If you write it also, abstract. If you don't write the abstract, then compiler will add abstract. If you don't write the abstract, compiler will add abstract. See here, I'm taking this interface. I'm going to my workspace. New text document. My interface name is bank.java. Inside the bank, what I am doing, guys? Public interface bank. Public void M1. Okay. Save this program. Compile this program. Java C bank.java. Compiled. Can you see the profile? Java P bank. Abstract is added or not? Added. Who is adding? Compiler. If you write it, compiler, same like a constructor. So when you don't write a constructor in the class, what is happening? When you don't write a constructor for a class, then what compiler is doing? When you don't write a constructor, then compiler is adding one yeah. When we don't write a constructor, then compiler is adding one default constructor. Similarly, whenever you write a method in the interface, that method is a by default abstract method. Whenever you write any method in the interface, that method is a abstract method. Writing abstract keyword is mandatory or optional? Optional. If I don't write it, who is writing as abstract? Compiler. If I don't write a constructor, compiler will add the constructor. If I write the constructor, compiler will not add. Similarly, when we are writing the interface, writing abstract keyword for the method is optional. If you don't write, compiler will add. Now see, constructor is added or constructor is not added. Can you see constructor is available, constructor not available? Not available. Interfaces will not have the constructor. We cannot create the object for the interfaces. Interface is a special concept in the Java. It will contain only abstract method. Constructor will not be available. If the constructor is not available, can you create the object? What is the meaning of object creation? Object creation nothing but calling the constructor. Is constructor available? Constructor not available. That means object cannot be created for the interfaces. All right. Interface is a keyword which is used to create the interface in the Java. Interface contains only abstract methods. To create a interface, we will use interface keyword. To create an interface, we will use interface keyword. Interface keyword. Interface does not contain constructor. Interface does not contain constructor. We cannot create the object for interface. We cannot create object for the interface. We cannot create the object for interface. Please read these points. Interfaces are used to achieve loosely coupling. Interfaces contains only abstract methods. Up to 1.7 version of Java, they can have only abstract method. In the 1.8, some changes happened in the interface. We'll discuss in future. How to create an interface? Come on, guys. How to create an interface? To create an interface, we will use only interface keyword. Interface does not contain constructor. When the constructor is not available, can we create the object or we cannot create the object? We cannot. We cannot create an object for the interface. Once interface is created, then anybody can provide implementation for the interface. So what is the meaning of providing implementation? Implementing interface means overriding the methods of the interface. Implementing interface means overriding interface abstract methods. Once interface is created, then anybody can provide implementation for the interface. Implementing interface means overriding interface abstract methods. To implement a interface, we will use implements keyword. What is that, guys? To implement a interface, we will use implements keyword. All right, see here. I have one interface called bank. Interface called bank. How can you say This is a class and that is a interface. This is a class and this is a interface. What is the difference? Keyword. To create the class, we are using a keyword called class keyword. To create the interface, we are using interface keyword. Class contains concrete methods. Interface contains abstract methods. What is the difference between concrete method and abstract method? Body. Method, body. If a method contains a body, then that is called concrete method. If a method does not contain the body, that is abstract method. How to create a abstract method? Using which keyword? By using abstract keyword, we can create abstract method. When we are writing the methods in the interface, abstract keyword is mandatory or it is optional. Abstract keyword is optional. Now, so is there any use? I created a interface, I created a method does not have a body. Is there any use? Is there any use? Currently, there is no use. Just one interface is created and one abstract method is available. We can compile. Can I execute? Why we can't execute? Main method is required. Main method is required. Can I write a main method in the interface? Think. Can I write a main method in the interface? Why? Main method, if you write, we need to write it as a concrete. Main method will contain a body. We should write a concrete. But interface will allow concrete method? Will not allow. Interface will allow only abstract method. Sir, then फायदा क्या है? Interface used to decide some rules for the child. Hey child, you have to follow my method only. Your class should contain this method only. Your class should override my method only. Now let's think about here. Here RBI government is available. Our government bank RBI is available. What is RBI? Reserve Bank of India. Can I say this is head of all the banks in the India? There are so many banks available in the India like SBI, HDFC, Axis, ICICI, Kotak Mahindra, Karur Vaishya. Like that, there are so many banks available in the India. For all the banks, who is the father? RBI. So all the banks available in the India should follow the rules given by RBI. So here, let's me take it as a SBI and let's take it as Axis, take HDFC and Kotak. Some banks are there. Swaraj Bank, Swaraj Bank, Bandhan Bank. SBI Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak banks are available. So these are the banks which are available in the India. All these, every bank, can they decide on their own what are the rules and all? No. Banking is related to money. So government will involve in the money transactions. All right. So what this will do is SBI Bank, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank should follow RBI. So RBI will decide some rules. RBI will decide some rules. All the banks should follow the rules of the RBI. What the RBI will do is, RBI will tell the rules by using interface. RBI will tell the rules by using interface. These banks are going to provide implementation. Interface contains only abstract method. Method body not available. So this is, it is hiding unnecessary data. What is the implementation? For example, bank is available, bank money transfer. Money transfer. Inside the bank, I am having a method called money transfer. Money transfer is one rule. Every bank should support for transferring the money from one account to another account. Who is deciding that rule? RBI. Who should follow that rule? Who should follow that rule now? All banks should follow. Here, if you see, can you see how the money is transferring? Is that logic available? It is providing only useful data. It is hiding unnecessary data. So as a user, what is my requirement? Transfer the money from my account to other account. How it is transferring? I don't need that. Whether money is transferring or not. What is useful for me? Amount should be deducted from my account. Amount should go to other account. How the amount is going, when the amount is going, how much time it is taking, that is not required for me. That is not required for me. Money is going or not, only that is important for me. Here, interface comes into picture, will tell you what is the operation, but it will not tell you how it is working. It is providing only high level. Providing only high level. It is hiding unnecessary data, providing only useful data. Now, here SBI is available, Axis is available, HDFC available, Kotak is available. All these banks should support money transfer. Who is deciding that? Interface is deciding that. RBI giving a interface. Hey, bank ka bache, you have to support for money transfer. How you will transfer money? It's up to you. How you will transfer money? What logic you will write inside that? It's up to you. SBI people will write some logic. HDFC people will write some logic. Implementation up to you. But rules given by RBI. To give the rules for the people, to give the rules for the programmers, we are going to use interfaces. Tomorrow also in the project, we are going to write the interfaces to give the rules for the developer. You should write a method called money transfer. What is the logic? Your choice. But method name should be money transfer only. My interface will decide the rule. Based on my rule, you can implement it. Implementation, your choice. Rules, I will give you. Implementation, your choice. Now, SBI people should implement the RBI interface, Axis Bank, HDFC, Kotak. Once the interface is created, anybody can provide the implementation. Implementation may change from one class to another class, but method name should not change. Method name should not change. You have to write the method money transfer. That's it. That is the rule. Logic, your choice. Logic is your choice. My interface will provide only useful data, will hide unnecessary data. How it is providing useful data, hiding unnecessary data? Abstract method. Method is visible, but what logic is in the method? You cannot see that. Are you getting my point? Yes. Read this. What is a interface and why we will go for interface? What is interface? Interfaces are used to achieve loosely coupling and abstraction. Interfaces are used to achieve loosely coupling and abstraction. Interfaces contains only abstract methods. To create an interface, we will use interface keyword. It's mandatory. Interface does not contain constructor. We cannot create object for the interface. Once the interface is created, then anybody can provide implementation for the interface. Implementing interface means overriding interface abstract methods. Okay, when we are implementing a interface, when we are implementing when we are implementing a interface, then it's mandatory to implement all abstract methods of that interface. If interface contains two abstract methods, can I implement only one method? Not possible. When you are implementing an interface, then it is mandatory to implement all the abstract methods of that interface. Now, here I am having RBI Bank public abstract void money transfer, public abstract void check eligibility, check balance. What is the method, guys? Check balance. How many abstract methods available? Two abstract methods available. Any bank who want to do the banking operations should implement both methods. Who is deciding that? Interface. Interface will decide the rules. Class will follow the rules. Interface is our rule decider. Class is a follower. Interface will decide the rule. Class will follow the rules given by the interface. Now, so once the interface is created, we can implement that interface. To implement a interface, we will use which keyword? Implements keyword. What is the difference between extends and implements? What is the difference between extends keyword and implements keyword? If you want to extend the properties from one class to another class, we will go for extends. If one class want to implement a interface, then we will go for implements keyword. All right. Now I have a interface called bank. Interface called bank. Let me go for implementation class. New class HDFC Bank. What is this? HDFC Bank. What this HDFC should do? It should implements bank. All right. Class is available. Interface is available. Now, what my class is doing? Implementing the interface. Okay. So here, what is the meaning of implementing a interface? Overriding abstract method. Do I need to override both methods, or I can override only one method? Both. What is the rule? Can you read the last but one rule? When we are implementing a interface, then it's mandatory to implement all abstract methods of that interface. How many abstract methods available in the bank now? There are two abstract methods available. One is money transfer, another one is check balance. HDFC Bank is implementing bank. Now, what I need to do? Public void money transfer. Okay, guys. Then what is the next one? Public void check balance. Okay, correct. Right? What is the meaning of that? Can I say I am overriding? Yes, right? So who is my parent now? Bank. Bank is a class or bank is a interface? Bank is a interface. So how I am implementing an interface? By using implements keyword. Inside this, your choice. What is the logic you want to write? You can write it. Now I am writing system.out.println money transferring. Check balance. System.out.println checking balance. Now this is a class which is implementing a interface. Okay. Now how to call these methods now? Create the object and call the method. For that we need a main method. Which class object? Can I create object for bank B is equal to new bank? Bank B is equal to new bank. Is it possible? No, not possible. Why not possible? Why not possible? Interface does not contain the constructor. When the constructor is not available, object cannot be created. We need to create the object for whom? Implementation class. What is our implementation class? HDFC Bank. Create the object for HDFC Bank. HB is equal to new HDFC Bank. HB dot money transfer, HB dot check balance. Got it? Yes. So this is interface implementation. So here I am writing a interface. Here I am going to write the implementation. Only HDFC will implement. Other banks also will implement. Every bank should implement. Every bank should implement because all the banks' father is RBI. RBI deciding the rule, our banks should follow. RBI will give the interface, banks should implement that interface. So can I say interfaces are used to decide the rules? Yes or no? Interfaces are used to decide the rules. Who will follow those rules? Who will follow those rules? Classes will follow. Class is a follower, interface is a decider. Interface will decide what methods we need to write in the class. Based on the methods declared in the interface, classes will implement them. Classes are going to implement them. Good. Now, can you see our string class? What is that? Here, now you will get more clarity on this line. Can you read that? Public, final, class, string, extends, object, implements, serializable, comparable, char sequence. Serializable is one interface, comparable is a interface, char sequence is a interface. Can one class extend properties from more than one parent? Multiple inheritance not supported. Can one class implement multiple interfaces? Yes. Multiple inheritance we can achieve by using interfaces, but not with the classes. Are you guys getting my point? So we discussed about inheritance. Extending the properties from one class to another class is called as inheritance. One Java class can extend the properties from only one class. Only one parent should be available. But here, one class can implement multiple interfaces, multiple inheritance is supported, but not with the classes, with the interfaces. Why string is implementing these interfaces? String class should follow some rules given by those interfaces. For string is a class. Class should follow some rules. Who is deciding the rule? Interface is deciding the rule. Which interfaces our string is implementing? Serializable, comparable, char sequence, like that. There are some interfaces are available. So what is the conclusion now? Interfaces will decide the rules. Classes will follow the rules. Interfaces will hide unnecessary data, will provide only useful data. Good. Now run this program. Can I run the interface? Can I run? Can I run a interface? No. Interface can be only compiled. We can't run directly. Where is the main method? Where is the main method? Can I run a interface? No. Interfaces can only be compiled. Can I run a class? Yes. If there is a main method, I can run a class. Can you tell me what I am doing in the class now? What is my class? My class is following a interface. Interface decided the method. My class is implementing those methods. My class is implementing a interface. Can one class implement multiple interfaces? Yes or no? One class can extend from only one class. but one class can implement multiple interfaces. Are you able to follow me? Yes, run the program. Run the program. Yes, money is transferring, checking the balance also. Similarly, can I create one more implementation for the interface? Yes or no? Yes, this time I'm going for Axis Bank. This time I'm going for Axis Bank. Axis Bank should follow RBI, should not follow RBI, should follow RBI because RBI is a central government, Reserve Bank of India. All the local banks, private banks, public banks should follow RBI. How one bank will follow RBI? RBI deciding the rule, classes will implement the rules. Now tell me, how to implement a interface? Public class name, come on, implements what? Bank. What is the meaning of implementing a interface? What is the meaning of implementing a interface? Overriding all the abstract methods. My interface contains two abstract methods. My interface contains two abstract methods. Can I override only one abstract method? No. The rule is whenever we are implementing a interface, it is mandatory to implement all abstract methods of the interface. To implement a interface, we will use implements keyword. One Java class can implement multiple interfaces also. Multiple interfaces at a time. One Java class can implement multiple interfaces at a time. Good. Now let's go for Axis Bank. What I need to do now? Override the methods. Now, whenever you are using IDE, control space, that will give the methods. Got it? Do I need to write them? Control space. Okay. Yes. Are you guys getting the point? Do I need to write the methods or I don't need to write it? No need to write it. And another shortcut is there. Another shortcut is there. There is a error. Come on. In the line number 1, can you see the error? In the line number 1, there is a error. Click on this error. What it is saying that? Add unimplemented methods. Click on that. Done. That is the beauty of the IDE. So if you go for Notepad, you need to keep on typing. But if you go for IDE, code will be generated. That's why nobody will use a Notepad in the company to write the programs. In the company, we will develop the programs by using IDE. Okay, sir, fine. What is this? That is annotation. This is not the right time. Remove that. Remove that. So we don't know what is annotations. We'll talk about them in the future. That annotation is used to check. That annotation is used to check, are you overriding the methods properly or not? It is your assistant to tell you, are you doing overriding properly or not? So annotations we'll discuss in the coming classes. Now tell me, how can I implement all the methods of a interface? Do I need to write manually? No. Click on this error, add unimplemented methods. IDE will check how many methods available in the interface. All the methods will be added. This is overriding. Inside the overriding, I can write my logic. System.out.println money transfer. Yes, you can write your, after these two methods you are overriding, you can write your own methods also. It's up to you. Those are the rules you need to follow. After that, you can write your own methods also in the class, no problem. Those two are mandatory. After that, writing your own method is optional. Right. System.out.println money transfer. System.out.println. Here I am writing check balance. Okay. Now there is a interface. How many implementations available? How many implementations available? 2 implementations. That means one interface can have multiple implementations. One interface can have multiple implementation. Interfaces are very important. You cannot get the complete clarity of the interfaces in the core Java. But once we go for advanced Java in the JDBC, in the first program of the JDBC only, we are going to use the interfaces. Without having the knowledge on the interfaces, you cannot understand JDBC, you cannot understand servlets. JDBC, lot of interfaces are there. Servlets, lot of interfaces are available. If you want to work with advanced Java or Spring Boot or Spring Framework or Hibernate, interfaces are very important. In the core Java, we are just understanding the syntax, how to create an interface, how to implement an interface. The real power of the interfaces we will understand in the advanced Java as well as in the frameworks. Without having the knowledge on the interfaces, you can't write a single program also in the advanced Java. My first program in the JDBC will start with the interface only. Are you guys getting my point? These are very important. So what is our understanding about the interface now? Interface nothing but collection of abstract methods. Why we are going for interfaces? Interfaces are deciding the rules. Classes will follow those rules. That means what methods you need to write in the class will be decided by interface. So interface will contain abstract method. Class is going to implement a interface. What is the meaning of implementing a interface? Come on guys. What is the meaning of implementing a interface? Overriding all the abstract methods of the interface is called implementing a interface. Which keyword we are using to implement a interface? Implements. Can I implement multiple interfaces at a time? Can one class implement multiple interfaces? Yes. Can one class extend from multiple classes? No. Extends only one. Implements can be multiple. Okay. Now I am implementing bank interface by using Axis Bank. Bank, nothing but RBI is deciding the rules. All the banks are going to follow those rules. Now I want to execute Axis Bank methods. Come on. I want to execute Axis Bank methods. How can I? Main method. What we need to write, guys? Main method. Inside the main method, what I need to do? Object. Can I create bank B is equal to new bank? No. Why? Interface will not contain the constructor. So object cannot be created for a interface. Object cannot created for interface. Let's go for Axis Bank AB is equal to new Axis Bank. AB dot money transfer. AB dot check balance. Okay, right. HDFC Bank is implementing the bank interface. Axis Bank also implementing the bank interface. Run the Axis Bank. Money transfer from Axis. Check balance from Axis. Okay, run this. Money transfer from Axis. Check balance from Axis. Here I can check money transfer from HDFC. Checking balance from HDFC. Implementation, it depends on your class. Every class can write their own implementation. Can they change the method name? Why? Overriding. The rules are decided by interface. Classes are going to follow those rules, right? Interface example. For one interface, multiple implementations can be available. HDFC Bank is one implementation. Axis Bank is one implementation. Like this, other bank, SBI also can implement bank. One interface can have multiple implementations. Yeah. Look at this program, bank. Keyword is very important, guys. Interface. Abstract, is it mandatory or optional? Optional. If I don't write abstract, compiler will be adding the keyword called abstract. Once interface is available, anybody can provide the implementation. HDFC providing the implementation, Axis Bank also providing the implementation. Similarly, other banks also can provide the implementation. Got it? Yes. Yeah, read the points. These points are very important. Yeah. No, independent. One interface can have multiple implementations, right? No. Now, loosely coupling means one class will not communicate with the other class directly. Interface will act as a mediator. That we will talk about in the coming classes. What is loosely coupling? Loosely coupling means one class directly should not talk to another class. If one class want to talk to another class, interface should be used as a mediator. Guys, can we have class from 5:30 from tomorrow? No? Yes. Yeah, we will have a session from 5:30 from tomorrow because all whoops are completed. Then we will plan some long sessions for the remaining topics. So by tomorrow or in another 2 days, our whoops will be completed. Then small topics will be available. We can have 2 hours session per day. And from day after tomorrow, for you people, web development is starting in the online. The people from online who already attended the web development, they can attend once again also. As it is an online class, you will get the backup videos also. Naveen sir is going to take the web development from Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Online training will be available in the Zoom. So today I will share the Zoom link in that group so that you can attend the classes. You will get the daily class notes. You will get the daily class videos also for the web development. Okay. And from 14th night 9 o'clock, Oracle classes are available. Okay. That Oracle is also will be there in the online. Oracle classes are going to take 30 days of time. So he will explain both SQL as well as PLSQL also. That faculty name is Mahesh. He is also a Java programmer. He is also taking full stack development online classes. He will take offline classes. Saturday, Sunday, he will come to institute. If you have any questions, you can communicate with him. If any office holiday is there, he's also working in the IT. He's staying in Hyderabad only, but his office is there. So he will come to institute on Saturday and Sunday. Any doubts on Oracle, you can clarify with him. The reason for starting Oracle is in another 20 to 25 days, our Java will complete, advanced Java will start. Before advanced Java start, to develop the first program in the advanced Java, Oracle is required, database is required. So that's why from Monday, from 14th November, Oracle will start at 9 o'clock. Web development will be there at 11 o'clock. So daily 3 classes will be there. Now you need to spend more time to do the practice. Another 20 days is very crucial for you. Another 20 to 30 days is very crucial for you. Core Java is completing. Web development will be there and Oracle will be there. After that, I will conduct some mock interviews also. Whatever you have learnt in the Core Java, I will conduct mock interview. I will call you one by one and I will take the interview, or other Java trainers in our institute will take your interview. So we'll give the rating for you, how much you have practiced on that. Okay? Before jumping into advanced Java, you should be strong in the core. Without having the base, you can't understand the advance. Got it? Right. Do you think that advanced Java will take this much time? No, just within 30 days we'll complete JDBC and Servlet. JSP required? JSP required? Not, just basic. Yeah. Yeah, JSP is outdated in the market. JSP not required, but I will give the overview for 4-5 classes I will conduct on the JSP, because nobody is using JSP in the market now. Yeah, in the web development he will cover that. It is also outdated. 9 PM. Oracle 9 PM. Web development 11 AM. Right. So from tomorrow, our class will be Oracle 9 PM. Oracle is 9 PM. Web development. Sir, you will teach Oracle. How many? Man, if I speak this much time per day, my throat will damage. Huh? Health is also important, not just money. Health is also important. If I am teaching, listen, if I am teaching this Oracle and web development, then how can I teach Spring Boot, microservice and project? I need to keep my voice stable to teach you frameworks, right? So we need web development, Oracle, anybody can teach. But Spring Boot, microservices and Java real-time project, this Docker, Kubernetes, only experienced people required for that. So web development, you can learn from anyone. Spring Boot, microservices, you will learn from me. Java real-time project, you will learn from me. So the topics which are not that much important for you, only those topics I'm giving to other faculties. Which is important: Core Java, Advanced Java, Spring Boot, microservice, real-time project. I am only taking those concepts, right? The topics which are not that much important, which they will not ask you in the interview, those topics I am giving to other faculties. So please understand that. If I am teaching that Oracle, web development, everything, my throat will die. I can't take other classes. SQL plus PL, MySQL also, both. I will teach that. How to work with NoSQL, I will cover in the Spring Boot. Already videos available in the YouTube also for MongoDB. Okay. All right. Fine, guys. Angular I will only teach, man. No problem. Yeah, good. So with this today we understood what is interface and how to implement a interface. Please practice that interface before coming to tomorrow's session. Tomorrow we will see some interfaces are not completed. So tomorrow we are going to work on the interfaces only. After that, if it 5:30, we'll start the session from tomorrow. After that, we are going to start with abstract classes. Another 2 to 3 days to finish the OOPS. Thank you, guys.